knew something was terribly wrong when my aunt stopped answering my mother's calls after speaking to her every single week for 20 years. Nobody explained why. Relatives slowly became distant. Invitations stopped coming, family group chats went silent whenever mom spoke, and even people who had practically helped raise me suddenly acted cold. Watching my mother pretend she wasn't hurt was worse than seeing her cry because she genuinely had no idea what she'd done. My older cousin had always been strange about attention. If someone achieved something, she'd somehow make herself the victim. If another person struggled, she'd become the hero of the story. Everyone noticed, but nobody ever challenged her. When my grandmother's health started declining, my mother practically became her full-time caretaker. She handled appointments, emergencies, and late-night phone calls. She gave up vacations and missed family events. Meanwhile, my cousin rarely visited. Yet on social media, you'd think she was doing everything. She posted emotional stories about sacrifice and received endless praise from strangers. Mom never complained. She simply kept showing up. Then my grandmother died unexpectedly. The grief hit everyone hard, but somehow my cousin turned the funeral into a performance. She gave speeches about their special bond while people comforted her all day. I remember looking over and seeing my mother sitting quietly, barely able to breathe through the tears, almost invisible. A few weeks later, the estate process began. There wasn't much money, and most of us just wanted peace. My cousin didn't. She started telling relatives that grandma had privately promised her jewelry and savings. The details kept changing, but some people believed her. Then one night, everything exploded. My mother's phone started vibrating non-stop after someone shared screenshots of messages, supposedly showing her arguing with grandma about money and threatening to stop helping her. The messages were cruel and completely unlike my mother. But people believed what they saw. Friends she'd known for decades stopped speaking to her. One night, I found her sitting alone in the kitchen. She wasn't angry. She looked completely broken. Then my younger brother noticed something strange. The screenshots were dated during a week when grandma had been hospitalized after losing her phone. Those conversations couldn't have happened. Soon, other relatives began comparing screenshots. Dates didn't match. Message styles changed. Parts of conversations had clearly been edited together. Questions started spreading, and my cousin panicked. First, she denied everything. Then she blamed someone else. Then she claimed everyone had misunderstood. But the facts were overwhelming. She had fabricated the messages to destroy my mother's reputation and gain sympathy during discussions about family possessions. A family meeting was eventually organized. My cousin arrived expecting another argument. Instead, she walked into a room full of evidence. Phone records, hospital paperwork, witness statements, and detailed timelines. Nobody yelled, nobody insulted her. One by one, every lie was dismantled. For the first time in my life, I saw fear in her eyes because nobody was rescuing her anymore. When the meeting ended, relatives informed her that she would receive only what the law required. No favors, no special treatment, nothing extra. Then something happened I'll never forget. Several relatives walked over to my mother. One hugged her and burst into tears. Another apologized, then another. My mother cried too, not because she had won, but because after months of being treated like a villain, people finally saw who she had been all along. And the person who spent years controlling everyone learned a painful lesson. Once trust is gone, even the most convincing liar eventually runs out of people willing to believe them.